But wait, are they that good, or is there just not as good as teams that can match up with Alabama? Same kind of thing with the ACC, right? Clemson is the best team in college football. And I think that playing that weaker schedule is going to help them. You go look at LSU. They've been battle tested. They've been in battles with Alabama. They've been in battles with Georgia. The SEC, right? Ohio State struggled with Wisconsin. Oklahoma, they lost to Kansas State. They've been in a grind of a season. I think that Clemson not playing that tough a competition, according to the haters, I think it's going to help them. They don't need to lick their wounds. I think Justin Fields isn't 100%. I think that LSU defense is vulnerable. And I think Jalen Hurts is going to be exposed on a big stage against LSU. Let me read you some of these numbers. Since that 21-20 win over UNC, which I know a lot of people said, oh my gosh, Clemson only won by 1 against UNC? Oh, they're definitely not going to win the NCAA championship this year. Well, since that 21-20 win at North Carolina, Trevor Lawrence, the best quarterback in college football. I know Joe Burrow won the Heisman. I still think Trevor Lawrence, if he was eligible in the draft, would be picked number 1. Trevor Lawrence did not have a game where he completed less than 68% of his passes. And he threw for 26 touchdown passes against 3 interceptions since that win. So maybe it woke him up. They have absolutely rolled since that UNC little scare where they only won by 1. And UNC ended up going for 2. I don't know what Mac Brown was thinking. Whatever, you go for the win. Sometimes that's the way it falls. But since that loss, it really woke this Clemson team up because they have annihilated everybody else on their schedule, and it has not been close. Not only do I love Trevor Lawrence, I love everything else around him. Travis Etienne, the running back, 1,500 yards, 17 touchdowns. Once again, overshadowed by J.K. Dobbins, overshadowed by Jonathan Taylor. But wait till you see this kid on a big stage. And how about the outside receivers? They're just as good. Justin Ross, T. Higgins on the outside. This Tigers team is experienced, they're ready to go, and they've got a chip on their shoulder. Dabo's got this team going because I know everybody around college football is saying Clemson didn't play anyone, Ohio State had a tougher schedule, LSU, OU. Just wait. And I think it's stupid to do that because that's how they won last year, right? Alabama was the greatest team ever, Tua, all this kind of stuff. Clemson dominated them. What was it, 38-16? 38-21? It was ridiculous. Clemson looked like not even the superior team. They didn't even look like they were in the same division as Alabama. It was that bad. The entire offense played key roles in the national championship run last year. They're all back. Now, the defense had a little bit more turnover, but many of this year's starters played a role last year, which is what I loved about them. I remember vividly watching, and they're like, oh, here comes a sophomore. Oh, here comes a freshman. Here comes a sophomore. And these are big-time games. These aren't games against Panera Bread State. These are games against LSU. These are games against Texas A&M. These are games against Alabama. And that's what happens. And that's the beauty of having a great roster, a great coach, and the recruiting factor. You can bring in 5 stars, and you can play them in these big spots and prepare them for the next year. Lastly, why I love this team so much and why I think they're going to roll. None of the other coaches have won a playoff game. Ryan Day, it's his first year. Lincoln Riley, love him to death. Never won a playoff game. Coach Orgeron, first time. Give me Dabo Swinney. The best coach in college football right now. Some say Saban, I say Dabo. Give or take, but I think Dabo Swinney has resurrected himself into that number 1 spot. Just like how I think Jay Wright is the best coach in college basketball right now. Because I know a lot of people think Coach K, but I think it changes. And change is okay. But Jay Wright, what he's able to do with his players against what Duke gets every single year and turn them into 30-win seasons, I think Jay Wright is the best coach in college basketball. 2 rings past 5 years. Dabo Swinney's getting up there. I think he's number 1. Maybe you think Saban is, but I'm getting the best coach out of the 3. He's better than Lincoln Riley. He's better than Coach O. And he's better than Ryan Day. I think Clemson's going to roll in this. I'm very excited for it. But give me the Clemson Tigers. Cake walking.